You're watching FAnews. We are coming to you live from the 2017 IISA Sun City Conference. I'm joined by Simon Colman from SHA, who's going to tell us a bit about the morning session and maybe one or two words on liability. Welcome, Simon.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. It's good to be here.
Digital disruption and new business models have been the major talk of this morning's session. Can you please just discuss that from SHA's point of view and how models are changing in insurance in general?
Sure. Look, we've had a digital strategy at SHA for probably the past 2 years. I actually head up our digital distribution area. So it is something that we've been aware of. But hearing the guys from Allianz and Hanover chatting about it from a global perspective, it was really encouraging and at the same time, I think quite terrifying. I consider myself probably one of the older digital natives in our business, but I still find that the pace that things are moving at is, you almost, it's difficult to grab hold of something for long enough to figure out what you're going to do with it. So, and the other thing I've realized in some of the projects that we've been working on at SHA, you start something, but if you can't complete it in a relatively short space of time, by the time you do, you might land up with something that's already obsolete. So getting the stuff out there quite quickly is critical. Something that really struck me though, particularly in the Hanover Re discussion, the Journey Re, there was a lot of talk about brokers really bearing the brunt of this disruption. I think one of the comments that was made was Google and I think Amazon had decided, they weren't really that interested in disrupting insurance companies because there's too much regulation and the margins were very thin. But they saw that broking environment as very lucrative, and that's what they were focusing their attention on. And I think that that's true, but our approach at SHA, bearing in mind we're a UMA, so if brokers become obsolete, we can't deal direct with the public.
Sure.
Our business is under threat as well. So what we've chosen to do with our digital strategy is empower brokers, so coming up with tools, not that the end user or the buyer of insurance is going to be using, but things that can empower the broker and put them in a better position to do their jobs faster, more efficiently, and get the best deal for their clients.
Social media is a big thing, and some people know you as the social media king of the insurance world because you're very active on social media, Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah.
What is social media engagement what role is social media engagement going to play going forward in the industry, and what is the liability aspects of that?
Yeah, look, we launched a product recently, which is a social media liability product. So that's really something that's aimed at the personal line space, and it's really there to cover people after they've said or done something silly on social media, perhaps getting involved in some kind of defamation action. But aside from ensuring social media activity, we've also had a strategy to get our brand out there on social media for the past 3 years. It's worked quite well, although we do find that engagement, particularly on Twitter, is quite low. I don't know if you've realized this in your business. Everyone's on Facebook. Perhaps it says something about the average age of people in our industry. But when it comes to Twitter and some of the more visual stuff like Instagram and Snapchat, we find the engagement is very poor. I can do a presentation to 200 brokers, ask people to put their hands up who's on Twitter. I'm lucky if I get 10 to 20 people, so roughly 10% of the audience. And I think that that's a challenge for us. We continue to focus on Facebook, but we're not really maximizing social media if we're ignoring those other platforms.
Simon, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you.